Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. Today, it's going to be a video that a lot of you requested. It's going to be a review on the iPad Pro and how it can actually be helpful for artists and, creative people in general. We're gonna go over, what the ideal options are, what the settings are, what programs I've used, and I'm going to give you guys some examples. I'm going to show you guys some time-lapse videos of some examples of what I've done with it. But first off, let's get to the actual, gear right here. What we have here, what I ended up getting, is the 12.9 iPad Pro, and this alongside with Apple Pencil. It has a little slip cover right now. It has a rechargeable port, and it only takes about 30 seconds to recharge for like 30 minutes at a time. So it never runs out of battery, and you just plug it in whenever you are running out of battery. Let's see. This whole setup, I ended up getting the one with the most memory, and I ended up getting the most space, just because if I was going to go with something so expensive, I might as well do it right. So if I'm gonna put an investment into it, which it has already paid itself off in the few 3 months that I've had it. So okay, Apple Pencil, this was like $90. The iPad in itself, I got it refurbished through Apple, so it was only like $600, but I think if you buy it retail, it's about $800. But I'm pretty sure you can find deals, here and there. The big difference between the big one, the 12.9 one, and the one that's like the smaller one, the 9-inch one, is about this size. So it's a considerable difference. So, I mean, in the end, you can do the same thing with both. But having the larger screen and the more area, and it doesn't add a lot of weight to it, so it's just a lot easier to just work on a bigger screen. So if you have the budget and you plan on buying one, I recommend getting the bigger one. I also have a little slip cover. I got this because, I am not the best person when it comes down to not being reckless with my stuff. And it actually has a holder for my pencil. I got it on Amazon. I did not get the one from Apple. They wanted like $150 for it, or $120, and it just didn't seem right. I got this one for $20, and from what I can see, it works just the same. Literally just use it to protect the screen. I have a screen protector that I did not put on right, but it came with two, and well, whenever this one actually falls off or starts getting shitty, I'm just gonna replace it anyway. So, okay, let's see. First impressions. It was a little bit easier than I thought to get used to the actual iPad. The first program that I downloaded was Procreate, and Procreate is a really cool app, and it lets you make screens of any size you want, and the bigger the dimensions of the actual file. Let's say you want like an 11 by 17 at 300 dpi file. So in this case it made it that way, but you can do it like this, and the bigger the file size, the less layers you have to play with. So I think at this range we only have about 30 layers to play with. If you have anything smaller, like 8.5 by 11, it allows you to have 75 layers, 100 layers, 300 layers. It depends on the size. What I like about this program the most, and it's the one that I use the most, and it's only like $6 on iTunes, so there's really no reason not to buy it if you do get this. So what I like the most about this is the amount of brushes that it comes with originally is insane. Did it just... Oh. My Apple Pencil is completely drained. So, as you can see, I just leave it plugged in. In about 30 seconds, it's going to allow me to actually use it. What I like about this program is that it has a ridiculous amount of brushes off the bat. So you have your sketching, you have all your pencils, charcoal, you have all your inking pens, you have your painting pens, you have, more artistic ones like fresco and textured ones, spray paint, or you can just make your own based on whatever it is there. The smudge tool also allows you to choose any of these as an actual smudge tool. The same thing with the eraser. Layers are right here. You can just add layers. You can change all the settings by clicking on the little N. Has the multiply, overlay, well, no, not overlay, but it does have like a bunch of different options that you can use. So if you're used to Photoshop, this is going to be really easy for you. Selection tools, dynamics, opacities, filters, and then you can actually record your artwork like that. So it's been about 30 seconds, so unplug it, and let's play with this for a second so you guys can see what I mean. See, it's already working. So let's just choose the HB pencil. Let's not change any settings. The size slider is on this side, so you can make it really big. Let's go back to the file. So you can make it really big or really small. Let's just make it medium size. This is the opacity layer right underneath. Let's leave it at 100% opacity. The color pickers right here. Let's go with a black. You can select your own colors, and then literally you can just start drawing. If you can see, if I go really light, it barely registers, but it's still there. It's kind of hard to see on the screen, but you can still see it. But if you press hard, it gives you a very dark line. The pressure sensitivity is amazing, especially when you have the pencil and the actual screen protector. It gives you a very, very natural feel. It's almost like paper. It's really cool. I prefer it over a Cintiq. The texture, the feel, I prefer it, but I think the pressure sensitivity is still better on an actual monitor screen Cintiq, because I still prefer to draw on my 22-inch Cintiq monitor. But when I'm on the go, this is literally the way I go. It has tilt sensitivity too, so if you like playing with the pencil, boom, 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 boom. So sideways, and let's try a different marker. Let's just try like a watercolor one. Water brush. Let's choose a different color so you guys can see what it does. See, you have like nice little texture to it, and then let's choose another one. Let's see. Let's go with a round brush. So this one, if you don't press too hard, it just lays it on really light. You can see, and then you can go in and start layering the paint, and it actually blends in together whenever you're actually using this. The smudge tools are pretty good too, so you can blend in your colors together. You can set the strength by changing the opacity. So it actually gives you a nice feel for just normal textures in general. Let's see. Well, I recommend that you use this, and because obviously if I generate a lot of content, so I need to be able to save all the artwork that I do. Normally I use it through a program called OBS when I'm drawing on my computer, and it allows me to record my screen. In this one, it's the simplest thing ever, because every single one of the files that you do already records a time-lapse illustration of your thing. Now it's really fast, but let's do it again. Actually, I'll just show you on a smaller piece that I've done. I just uploaded a drawing about how to draw a panda, so let's not do that one. Let's do this one. So if you can see, we have the panda icon, and then I just click time-lapse replay, and it's going to show you a sped up version of the actual design that you did. You can then export this as an actual video file, and depending on what size you need it, you can export a 3-4 hour work session in a sped up video when it's only going to be like 100 megabytes. And that's an HD quality, which is what I like the most. So if you can see, it just records everything that you did, every single stroke. And it just makes for easy content to be able to, have. Let's call this one quits. So that's Procreate. This is probably one of my favorite sketching programs that I've actually done, like checked out here. But let's check out the other ones, okay? The other one that I actually liked is Adobe Draw. Adobe Draw is for all you people that love Illustrator. This is literally a vector program that allows you to draw as if just to draw in general. So let's see, let's choose a black. So in this one you have all your brushes here. You can change the settings by double tapping them. So you have, brown brushes, and you can change the settings in them as well. It has a little different feel to it. It doesn't have the paper feel that the other one has, but this is just working in vectors. So with this one, if you've ever played with Adobe Illustrator, you can understand the pain that it always is to work with the pen tool. If you don't know what you're doing exactly, it can become a very, very tedious thing. The beauty of this program is that you can just generate vector-based illustrations without having to use the pen tool and not having to rely on those like god-awful brush pens that come in actual Adobe Illustrator. So if you're doing logos, or if you're doing anything that needs to be on a website, or just a banner or stuff like that, I recommend this program. It's not that bad. It takes a little getting used to, but the pressure sensitivity is still great. And you can still generate some pretty cool stuff. And if you have an Adobe Cloud account and you have CS Cloud, you can literally just export these into the cloud and then just open it into Illustrator when you it just loads it into Illustrator whenever you load it up. So it's super, super, super useful if you do own, the CS Cloud, and then you actually do content like that. Something like this, even just a simple caricature like this, in a vector form would take forever. It would take like 30 minutes to do. As you can see, it's very different here. You can also add layers. Just change color. Let's go with this brush, the flat brush. Let's make this guy. There you go. You can change the size, and then you can just start coloring it. Boom, 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 boom. Nice and simple. You go in, you can go in and delete the stuff. You can just work on one layer if you want, and then just, if you go here, and you just, I think, just drag it onto it. And that's the color picker. I forget how you fill it in. I think you just leave it pressed. Is it this? Yeah, essentially you can just leave it pressed if the shape is closed, and then it just colors it in, which is awesome. Okay, but that's another program that you can use. Another program that I like is Sketchbook Pro. This one has a free version, and then it has the other version, like the paid version. And I haven't used this since I updated it, so it's asking me to do through all tutorials and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I should have probably done this before. But Sketchbook Pro is very similar to Procreate. It allows you to record your programs. It has a bunch of brushes that you can change, and you can do everything in. Why is it not recording? Oh, it's because I have it in a different layer. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I just want to make a new file anyways. New sketch. Okay. Okay, so this one's very close to Procreate as well. You have your pencil tools, which act pretty much like paper. You have your markers. You have spray paint. You have felted pens. You have calligraphy pens. You have brush pens. So you have a ridiculous amount of stuff, and then you can always go and edit them too. So it's really cool. So many different brushes. So if you're more into painting, this one is a really good option for you. This one also has Symmetry Tools, so you can set up the symmetry from two sides. Set it up, and then it just replicates what you do from one side to the other. So what you can do, let's just give you a quick example. New sketch, create this create sketch. Now let's set the symmetry tool, right? So we have it, and we're gonna just draw a quick robot. So as you can see, this is actually pretty... I wish that Procreate had this option. It's actually super helpful, especially when you're just coming up with concepts, because you can keep it super loose and come up with some pretty cool designs. So as you can see, super quick robot, right? Boom. And you can change the symmetry tool the other way. Essentially, this is the only reason that I use this program, just for the symmetry tool, because the other programs don't have it. Alright, so other than that, let's see. Well, it's so simple to do content in this. Therefore, like, you have iMovie, which is what I use to make all my actual videos. You know, I just made one, this one right here, and you can just load up your images and then load up your videos, and then you can record the audio through the actual microphone in the iPad, or where they sell little USB extenders for you to actually, you know, connect the USB microphone. But it allows you to make just your movies. You can export them directly to YouTube, so it makes it super simple. You can just upload your stuff to Instagram as well. It's cool. And let's see. Other than that, I mean, I use it as I would any other iPad or tablet as well. I mean, I watch Crunchyroll, I watch a lot of anime, I upload everything to my Drive account, I have Netflix, you know, so it's an entertainment and a work module. Now I'm going to be showing you guys some sped up videos of actual processes that I've done with this, so you guys can get an idea of what, you know, can be done in this. I'll put little explanations on the bottom, and I'll, you know, actually talk you guys through it as well. But for the actual device, this is pretty much it. I highly recommend it. I am incredibly happy with the product, and if you knew me, you'd understand that I normally do not like Apple products. I normally think that they're completely overpriced and that they are, you know, not really worth it when it comes down to actual design work. I've never thought of Macs as an actual designer computer. It's more like an overpriced computer that people like because it's simple and they don't have to learn how to troubleshoot their stuff. But this is great. This, for a mobile workstation, is the most amazing thing that I've had. I've had, you know, the Cintiq, you know, companions. I've had, you know, laptops. I've had everything like that, and nothing beats this. This is super portable. I can just ride my bike everywhere and then just work non-stop, and it's quality work. It's not something that I have to refine later on. This is literally a mobile workstation, and I can't wait to see what else they come up with. If this little pencil right here, this is what makes the big difference. This one right here, it's the best $100 that I've spent, like, in the last couple years. So let's get on to the actual videos of some processes, shall we? All right, first things first. Let's start with how it actually works as a character creation tool. I love drawing characters and I love creating content and, anything that involves actual animated characters. So, for example, in this project, I got asked to draw some band members from a musical band into pandas. So, as you can see, I'm just roughing out some ideas based on what they gave me, and this is one of the characters that I was doing. So, I work just as well as I would in any other design program. This one's Procreate, and I'm just going in and actually just sketching and cleaning up design work. And if you'll see, once I finish this one, I'll start going into different iterations of how to change the design in order to fit the description of what they gave me. And this program allows for it to be really quickly, really simple, and it just makes it super easy to just go anywhere. I can go to a Starbucks and just work all day. I could go to any coffee shop. I could go to a bar at night and then just do it. The last video that I did with like how to draw a panda in under 7 minutes, I did that while I was waiting for my movie to start in the movie theater. I was literally in the movie theater with my microphone and my iPad Pro, and then I recorded everything from audio to everything, and then just uploaded it when I got Wi-Fi. So as you can see, you can just do really quick character designs. This one is sped up about maybe 3 times as fast. So it's just basic coloring, basic flat, cell shading, and at this point, I think after I finished doing some highlights, I ended up sending this to the client, and he had some revisions. He wanted the hair a different way, so I just went in, made a different layer, did that, changed the colors, and then I just went in and changed everything like that. All right, let's try a different example. So something else that I do constantly is caricatures for people. For example, in these, it was a corporate thing, like corporate identity, corporate company. Well, a corporation came up to me and asked me to do caricatures for them. They gave me, I believe, 7 people that they wanted designed. So I just went ahead and did all the rough sketches, and then I did the cleanup for them, after making sure that they approved it. So as you can see, it makes it really easy, once again, just to rough out any ideas anywhere you are, and just keep it nice and loose, and then you'll see how I actually progress to making it clean. In order to keep it consistent, I just kept the opacity down in the previous layers, and then I just made sure that the sizes and everything kept, consistent. You can't see the pictures that I was working off of, but, you can probably get an idea of what they look like. I think all of them were really happy with it except for a couple, and then I just had to do some changes, which you will notice, towards the end. Once again, this is sped up a little bit, so you guys can get an idea. I mean, maybe working at about 3 times slower than this. But this is another way that you can actually use the program. Let's see. Yeah, I think this one's the lady that didn't like it. And she said her mouth was too big. She was a little self-conscious. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna speed it up a little bit, and we're gonna show you guys the finished ones. Okay, so now that we have actual, rough lines, now I go in and set up super clean line work. And then I use a couple different layers to set up the color and the shadows and the highlights and to make the finished illustrations. So I go in, I add skin tones, I make sure that the flats are in. The only thing about Procreate that I don't like is the fact that they don't seem to have a magic wand tool. But I might be mistaken because I haven't really played with it enough to actually, understand every aspect of it. Masking and magic wand is probably two things that they could add to make it even better. And the symmetry tool would be really nice too, but hopefully they add something like that in the future. Once again, just do the clean line work, shadows, and highlights. And then that's pretty much how I turn in the assignment. And yeah, that's pretty much the same way that I clean up most artwork. These are really simple because I've done caricatures for years. So I already know what I want out of them. So there's no much thinking about it, but you get an idea. Okay, and now we're gonna have one last example. This was a character that was commissioned out to me so I could actually draw it, based on their description. All the words that you saw at the beginning were exactly what the character was supposed to have. Little different traits out of it, and then I just went in and just drew it in my style. So you can see me just roughing it out. I was gonna make a video out of it, but I didn't end up making a video with this because I wanted to save it for this actual video. You can see super rough, go in, clean it up a little bit, and then make different revisions to it. The process is the same exact process and pretty much the same quality that I would get from my desktop computer. So the iPad Pro has, surpassed my expectations of what I was expecting. I tried the previous iterations of the iPad, I think it was the iPad Air or the previous generation of iPads. And then they had a different stylus too that was supposed to be like the next be-all thing. And it was shit. It did not compare to the companion that I had at the time. So I just never really, caught interest. This whole setup is a million times better than it used to be though. Well, once I finished up my clean sketch lines, I just go in and ink the actual design. Exactly the same process that I would do in any other program. And that's why I love this. You can focus and zoom in and out, rotate the canvas. You can do everything that you necessarily need to. In certain cases, it's even easier than doing it in the actual PC because you have it right there in front of you. You don't have to pull up a screen. You don't have to use shortcuts. You literally have everything on the screen. You can have a keyboard as well and make things even easier for you if you really work off shortcuts, but I don't even think you need them. With those programs, it's super simple. So I'm just going to let you guys watch the rest of this video. I'm gonna let you guys finish watching this, but I'm going to sign off right now. Hopefully you guys got a good idea of what the iPad can do for you. Hopefully I gave enough examples of what you can do with it. And honestly, I highly recommend it. And if you do have the money to invest in yourself and you actually produce content for YouTube, Twitch, oh yeah, you can stream directly from your iPad Pro into Twitch. Awesome. I learned that not too long ago, and that's amazing. But with that, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was an informative video for you. And I hope that you guys actually got an idea of why I like this program, this software, this hardware. And I hope to bring you guys a lot more content soon. I know that I haven't been as active as I probably should. But if you guys like what you see, please subscribe, like my videos, check out all the other videos that I have for you guys. All of them are some sort of information about how to be an artist, how to live as an artist, how to improve. And I try to, give you guys a little bit back for all the good stuff that you guys do for me as well. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have an awesome night, evening, morning, or whenever you guys are watching this. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.